All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Amateur Hour. I'm your host, James, joined here by my little co-host, Josh.
Hello.
Great. We are talking about Tron Legacy now. Tron Legacy came out in 2010, 15 years ago. Can you believe it? Great movie, in my opinion. I did not rate it on Letterboxd because I can't rate movies. I've banned myself. Josh, what did you rate it on Letterboxd?
I believe a 2 out of 5, 4 out of 10.
2 out of 5. Okay.
Around there.
So that's what 4 out of 2 out of 10. What is it?
2 out of 5, which is a 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10. A little bit less than average. What movie have you rated a 3? Or what movies have you also rated a 4? Like, what is this on the level with?
That's hard off just top of my head. Let me think. Geez, these are all controversial opinions.
Say it.
No.
What did you rate The Dark Knight?
I think that should be saved for.
Oh my goodness, he's a Dark Knight and a Legacy hater. This guy, you're so unpopular.
Hunger Games would be a 2 out of 5.
Okay,
Van
so
Damme's 1994 masterpiece, Time Cop. Gladiator 2, probably around that level.
Same level as Gladiator 2. What's wrong with you?
They're all movies I think are bad.
Okay, so and I'm gonna throw our Letterboxd in the description of this YouTube video and also our channel description if you guys want to check that out. Follow Josh, don't follow me.
Yeah, I'm at Almost Unbiased.
Yeah, I'm at James Filmmaker or something. I think I don't know. I'm not very active on there. Loki.
Last I rated a 3 out of 10, which I think is funny. Let's just say we'll get to that once we're at Tron Ares.
Oh, Tron. Anyway, so Tron Legacy, we got some characters. We have my beloved Sam Flynn, mi sueño Cora. Oh my gosh. Mio sogno. Italian and Spanish. That's how much I'm in love with this woman. Just kidding.
What? What the heck are you talking about?
So Cora, and we got Sam Flynn. We have Julian Dillinger. No, Ed Dillinger Jr. That's my bad. Ed Dillinger Jr., played by Cillian Murphy. Uncredited, by the way.
He's not a character.
Yeah, he's just kind of there.
That jump scared me. I was like, oh, what is...
You're like, Cillian Murphy? What are you doing here? And then we have Kevin Flynn, of course. And then we have Clue, Codified Likeness Utility. However, this Clue is different.
This is a new
This
Clue.
is a new Clue. And we will get into his creation later. But if Clue died in the first one, or he got de-rezzed, he got de-rezzed in the first one, and now he's back in the new Flynn system, right? So this is the new digital frontier. So after the events of the first movie, Kevin Flynn became the new head of the company and created the new his Flynn system, right? And he calls it the new digital frontier, biodigital jazz, man. And his whole thing is like, this is how we are going to advance, right? In there is our destiny. So, but yeah, so he's a big fan of this system. And at the beginning, he's telling his kid about it. He's telling him about the creation of Clue. He's telling him about Tron. And now I'm not sure if the Tron in this movie is the same Tron from the last movie. I'm unsure if he was able to upload his...
I thought it was, unequivocally.
But why isn't Yori there? I think that it may be a different Tron system.
Because the movie ignored Yuri. Because Yuri wasn't a character in the first one, so they didn't bring her back.
Yeah. But yeah, so
I do believe it is fully implied that this is the same Tron.
you're probably right.
There
Anyway.
was never a doubt in my mind.
So then, we're introduced to computer-generated Kevin Flynn, who is different than computer-generated Clue. And he's talking to his son, Sam Flynn, and it does not look great in the real world. I can live with it in the Tron world. You know, that's just the graphics of Clue, you know?
It is a really good movie visually if you ignore the one glaringly bad thing.
It's like you know the Scorpion King in the Mummy Returns. It's like the rest of the movie looks great, and then you get to the Scorpion King.
I'm not sure that's a one-to-one comparison. I'm not sure all of the Mummy Returns looks all that.
No,
great.
no, it all looks great. Yeah, we're gonna, you know, the train scene, right? When he assimilates the three guys that they hired.
What about the water scene?
Oh no, the water scene looks great, right? So we're ignoring the train scene and we're ignoring the water scene. We're ignoring both.
Are we ignoring the pygmies?
The pygmies, I actually don't think are that bad in comparison to everything else in the movie.
So if you ignore all the bad parts, it is a pretty good-looking movie.
Yeah.
Back to Legacy.
Back to Legacy. They didn't have. Yeah, it's just a system, you know.
It is pretty bad looking.
Yeah, but yeah. So then Kevin Flynn disappears for 18 years, and then Sam Flynn inherits the whole company. And low key, it's told through some pretty bad exposition. Not the worst exposition that we will see in the Tron series. In the franchise, not the worst. It gets worse. In Ares, but we find out Sam Flynn's an adult now, and he's riding his bike, like his motorcycle, and it's so sick. Incredibly cool scenes, incredibly cool sequences. I'm a big fan. And then
aura.
What?
Hype moments and aura.
Dude, that's all you need. Hype and aura. That's all. That's all we need. But then he gets to the Encom Tower, where there's this guy who I think is played by Alan Tudyk, but I wasn't paying very much attention to that guy.
What?
I just thought about it now that he kind of looks like Alan Tudyk.
Which guy?
The guy who's talking to the board.
Is that the one who tells him about the pager?
Yeah.
That's Alan Bradley.
No. Sorry. Wrong thing. He's like when they're announcing the new Encom computing system.
I can confirm he is not in Tron Legacy.
Who? Oh, Alan Tudyk? You just looked it up?
Yeah.
Well, this guy looks like Alan Tudyk, trust.
It probably doesn't because I didn't notice.
So anyway, they're about to release the new Encom system to be able to be purchased. And it's just like basically just like an OS, you know, an operating system like Mac or Windows. And they've been releasing them for a while, and while Kevin Flynn was head of the company, he would release them for free. But then now that he got replaced and there's, you know, the board, they sell them. But anyway, Sam Flynn wants to, you know, respect his father's legacy. And so he goes to Encom Tower, and in an amazing aura farming moment, he jumps off of he steals the thing. He steals the Encom system, puts it onto the web for free download, and then jumps off of the building. And they chose the worst actor I've ever seen for the security guard, because he's up there and he's like, "Kid, what are you doing? I got you surrounded. You can't go anywhere. What are you doing? Come back." And he's like, you know, like, what do the shareholders want? You know, and he's like, "I don't know, man. Like, some kid is a majority shareholder, and Sam Flynn like aura farming moment, like signals to himself. He like puts his hands up and he's like, that's me. And then the security guard's like, what? Why would you do this? This is your father's company. And it's really bad acting. I just wanted to point that out. Also, he drops his coffee cup when the alarm system gets tripped. Like, he knocks it over, and that'll be important for Tron Ares. Remember that. Remember.
Okay. I was gonna say this whole sequence is pointless since apparently at the end of the movie we learn his hold over the shares is like it's enough to completely restructure the company however he wants at a whim, and he just chooses not to do it the first 20 years of his life.
Okay, you missed the point. It's because he's avoiding the responsibility of the company, right? He's like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to carry on my dad's legacy because he's upset with his father because his father just disappeared.
Okay, and so the way he doesn't carry on with his father's legacy is by releasing the program to the web so that everyone can use it, which is what his father wanted.
Shit. Well, he needed aura farm, okay, man?
Let's not mention the fact that at the end he appoints Alan Bradley as head of the company, which he could have done the whole time. Let's also mention that he could have just walked in and said, hey, actually, we're going to release it to the public, and then left. Any of these options, and instead he breaks in and does this crazy thing. Also in my notes, I have written, that's not how a parachute works. I don't remember exactly why I did that. I think it was because he was too low to the ground. But
he was paragliding.
I thought the beginning was dumb.
All right, whatever.
I don't remember exactly why that note is in there.
I am not going to admit that you're right, even though
character reasons for doing that are extremely dumb. It's inconsistent.
Is this a theme throughout the movie? Just things being dumb and inconsistent?
I would say character-wise, this movie is really bad.
What wise?
Let's call that the theme. The characters are not done well at all. Sam Flynn's inconsistent from like the first opening 5 minutes. He's extremely like selfish too, and just doesn't consider things. Like he's dumb too, when he shouldn't be.
Anyway, but there's moving on. We'll talk about it as we come across him. So,
there'll be more.
He gets a page from his dad's old arcade, right? And he goes to the arcade, and he goes down there, and then he sees he sees this computer, and he gets, it's down behind this machine. Really goated scene, by the way. They're playing music, like they're playing Journey. I forget what song. Low-key.
Was it Separate Ways?
Oh, yeah, Separate Ways. You're right. And then they play Sweet Dreams by Eurythmics.
How does this work?
What?
How does this work?
Oh, why is there music?
How does Clue page out?
Oh. Yeah, I'd assume the pager is not connected to the computer. Yeah. You are right. How the hell does he do that?
How does he do that? Why does he wait till now to do it also?
He's trying to figure it out.
None of these questions will be answered.
He had to wait till when he was an adult. He had to wait till interest in Tron built up, and they wanted to see.
He doesn't want Sam. He wants Alan Bradley. He had no reason to wait.
Did he page Alan or did he page?
He paged Alan.
Oh, and then who then went to Sam? I see.
Like the best defense you have for this, the best explanation is just he wanted to like amass his troops, I guess. Even though, as far as we could tell, he overthrew Kevin 30 years before.
No,
and we know
18.
Time, huh?
18.
Time. No, because he got taken in 1989. I guess that would be 21 years.
Oh yeah, you're right. No, he was in
So
there for
let's
18.
also
He was
not
in there for
forget-
18 years. I'm really certain.
Time moves slower in the grid.
I saw something that said the 18 years that Kevin Flynn was in the grid was the equivalent of 900 years in the grid. So like 18 years out is
so
900 years in.
What the heck took Clue so long?
I don't know. But that kind of explains why Kevin Flynn has given up, because it's been 900 years.
We'll talk about it.
900 years.
Because the first film says that time moves slower in the grid. I don't believe Legacy takes this into account whatsoever.
Does it say time moves slower in the grid?
Yeah.
Well, it was a different grid. Okay, rules change. He's changing the game. He's changing the game.
Either way, Clue's taken forever.
He wants a new.
Someone. It doesn't even. I don't even know how the pager works.
He wants a new piece on the board. I'm really locked in with these quotes, man.
You're doing really good on the quotes. Can you explain how this plot works?
Yeah. Wait. You want me to move on to the next?
You can move on.
Okay,
I've
so
done my complaining.
he gets down into the basement and he sees the laser from the first movie. Also, I'm a really big fan of like the laser in the first movie, how it like zaps him into the system. You know,
and it does it like a cube at a time.
Yeah. I really wish that they did that here, but you know, it's whatever.
Oh, look, they're changing the visual style for no reason.
It's a new laser.
I think it's lame.
Yeah, it would have been way cooler if they kept the same thing and it zapped him, you know, one by one. But oh well. But
and it goes into the grid and it looks completely different.
Because it's a new system. The grid, okay, the new grid makes sense because it's not the same system as the old system.
What year was this grid made? 7 years after the first?
Yeah, but he's had time to update it and
it looks modern? No, he hasn't because he's been trapped there.
Not, okay, whatever, man. Fuck you, dude.
Like slam dunk after slam dunk.
You know what? I have aura farming on my side. End of line.
Keep going. You can keep explaining it.
So,
go ahead.
You know, he gets in there and then the computer zaps him and then he, you know, gets zapped into this little loading area basically where they put stuff on him. And he meets these hot women, and one of the chicks, she's like really pale and she, you know, suits him up and whatever. And I forget her name. I'm not going to look it up either. But she kind of is just there and she serves no purpose. And we'll talk about it later once we get to the nightclub scene, the end of line club. I would say there's a pretty good amount of key jangling in this movie. But again, it's not key jangling if you watch it in the correct order, which is Legacy and then 82 and then Ares.
It's still key jangling.
No. Anyway, so he's zapped in and then he gets collected by a recognizer. And the recognizer looks pretty sick, but it looks really different. Like it's like an open recognizer. And they're just collecting they're collecting programs and bringing them to the games, which is run by Clue. But when we first see him, we forget about Clue and we think that it's Kevin Flynn. Anyway, so Sam is like fighting these people. Sam is fighting these people in these disc games, and then he breaks out and then ends up.
Let's compare this to film 1. Kevin Flynn is not willing to kill the other guys.
Yeah, Sam Flynn is just like, we're killing these guys.
And I'm not even sure he knows their programs or not at this point, but he's just going at him.
Yeah.
It's like no second thoughts, no contemplation on what he's doing. It's just, I don't know, a little lame. I don't think it's necessarily bad. It's just an example of where the first film, I think, did better.
Anyway, he's aura farming, so like that's how we connect with him, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, we all connect to Sam Flynn.
but then, oh, I connect with him heavy, bro, dude. You know who I want to connect with? Cora. No. So he breaks out of like one of the disc games and then messes with the system and causes it to instantly go into final deathmatch where he fights the Rinsler. But yeah, so he fights Rinsler, and Rinsler does not. No one knows that he's a user. They all think he's a program.
Let's wait to talk about Rinsler till the end.
And
much sad.
He's fighting Rinsler, and then Rinsler like cuts him with his disc and sees that he's bleeding, and then he picks him up and he's like, "Yo, Clue, this is a user." And I've seen things where it's like that's like Tron fights for the user, and so he sees that he's bleeding, and then it like kind of triggers something in the back of his head because the Rinsler is Tron. For those, unaware. I didn't do spoiler mentions, but I mean it's been 15 years. Watch the goddamn movie.
Or don't.
Do watch it. It's peak. It makes you feel cool.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. But so he picks him up and he's like, "This is a user," and then he gets brought up to Clue. What are you doing?
Me?
Yeah.
Nothing. Why?
There's like so much movement going on.
I made a bit. You can hear that?
Yeah, what are you doing? Yeah, it's so loud.
I'm just rocking in my chair.
You're on speaker right now.
I didn't know it would pick up that.
The whole time I thought you were going to stop, but I was like, what are you doing?
Why didn't you say something earlier?
I don't know. I didn't think it was a big deal. It's going to make for a funny bit now. Anyway, but he goes up and then he meets Jarvis, and I don't like this guy. He's he looks weird. And he's just like, I don't understand. I don't get what his original program was. Also, programs work really differently in this one than it did in the original one. I think this program, like people are like the programs are just, they don't have jobs. Like in the original, like one program was like a calculator, and another program was a spreadsheet, and another program was like, yeah, I mean like the master control program was chess. I'm sure another program was like a porn site or something. I don't know. But in this one, the
very valuable input for this. Thanks, James.
but in this one, this is important to talk about. In this one, the programs are just, it seems like they're far more sentient in this one than they were in the last one. But they don't necessarily have free will, maybe, but they also do. So it's like they're like Zeus is just a guy. He's like a freedom fighter at one point, and then later he's like runs a bar, and like who's the one chick, Siren number 1, forget her name. Jordan.
I don't have it written down.
Yeah, me neither. I think it's Siren number 2. Anyway, but she's like. There's like stripper programs and like cop programs and like barista programs undoubtedly, and they're just people going throughout their day, and I don't get it. I think maybe Kevin Flynn was just like, oh yeah, I have to make this is the new frontier, so I want to make a world as close to ours as I can, but like in a computer. So that's why he made all these programs.
So Jarvis is kind of like annoying, incompetent subordinate.
Yeah.
Why is he allowed to exist in what is a perfect system?
Yeah, if he's like a bumbling idiot.
I don't understand.
Yeah. Oh, let's talk about like the creation of Clue Super Fists. So basically,
I think we should save that for
Okay.
the reveal.
Okay, we'll save it.
Let's just keep moving.
Okay, so yeah, so he gets up there and Jarvis is like, "Hey, here's this guy," and then Clue, or what we think is Kevin, is like, "Sam, how's it going?" You know, and I don't remember if Sam was like dad first, or if Clue like somehow knew that it was Sam. But if he somehow knew that it was Sam, that doesn't make any sense. But anyway, he's like, "Hey, how's it going, man? You know, this is where I've been the past 18 years." And then he's like trying to figure out what Sam is doing there, and then he realizes that it's not Alan. And so now he's like, "Oh, dang it." You know, and then he's like, "I'll kill this guy. I'll put him in the light cycle game." And the light cycles are sick.
I only just thought of this. Why is he trying to kill him?
Well, because he doesn't need him, right? He needs Alan because he paged Alan.
No, he needs a player on the board.
I don't know why he's trying to kill him.
Arguably, Sam is better for his plan than Alan.
Yeah, you're right.
Him trying to kill him makes no sense whatsoever. That's
he should have wanted him to escape.
Yeah.
Oh well. Anyway, so they do the light cycle battle.
Makes a lot of sense, everyone.
And the light cycle battle is sick. And then Quora rescues Sam right as Sam is about to die.
Oh, good, you mentioned it, so I didn't have to.
How convenient. How convenient.
How does she know this is happening? Why does it happen at the exact right moment? It's just classic bad writing example.
Yeah. But then then they escape and they get out onto the outskirts of the grid, and then they make it over to where Kevin Flynn has been this whole time, and Clue is pissed and he's like, "I gotta find him." And then Kevin's talking to his son, and Sam's like, "Let's get the hell out of here." And he's like, "No, man, that's exactly what Clue wants us to do. He expects us to race back to the portal to get out." And he's like, "Why don't you get out?"
As you just said, that's not actually what Clue's doing.
Yeah. God. Damn it. Every time we review them, we got to stop reviewing movies I like. So he's like, I can't, man. And then he's like, "Dude, you got to get out of here." And Josh was saying earlier that, Kevin Flynn would not have given up. But I'm arguing, it's been 900 years in here. He must have tried a lot of things. He's smart, but he can't be that smart. Maybe. So he gave up. Who cares?
He could have just walked out.
No, but the portal shuts off. You know this. The portal the portal only opens for one cycle.
You're right. So if he just got through on the first cycle, he could have just walked out.
Yeah. And so Clue, can we talk? We can talk about it now. This is a good time. Or do you just want to wait more?
We can talk about Clue, because this is where we get the Clue exposition down.
Okay, yeah. So Clue Codified Likeness Utility was created by Kevin at the start when he first created this new the new Flynn system, right? In Legacy.
Why?
And he created him, and he says to him, "You are Clue. You are to make the perfect system." And he's like, "I'm to make the perfect system," right? So then him, Clue, and Tron go about, and they're making their world.
Why does he make Clue?
I think he makes Clue. Are you arguing there's no purpose to Clue?
They give a reason, which is because I can't be in the grid all the time, I made Clue in my place. Tron Tron is right there.
Yeah, but
Buddy,
like Clue is for the
Tron's in there the
system,
entire time.
and Tron is for the user. You know what I mean? It's like the Holy Trinity. You got the.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Could you say that again?
Okay, so Clue is for the system, right? Clue is in charge of the system. Tron is for the users, and Kevin Flynn is God. It's like Father, Son, Holy Spirit. You know what I mean?
Tron could just no. Wait, what?
Kevin Flynn is God now because he was Jesus in the first one.
Okay, no. Saying this is like the Trinity does not excuse it. Good try.
A fuck up of biblical proportion.
First movie, Tron is basically now like, because he's not programmed just like, his program is not, oh, I'm going to fight for the users. His program is to take care of the system. In the first film, that was to fight Master Control. I assume since he's been growing and updating and probably been changed a little, especially since he led the entire grid.
Also, this is a problem with all the movies is that like they assume like once you make a program, once you code a program, you can't recode it. Which like you flippin' can.
I don't think they assume that. Well, actually, I don't think that's implied in the first movie.
Well, I mean, you could have. I guess it's not an issue, but like, he tries to give Master Control a new directive or whatever. He tries to like, because Master Control in the first one is like, oh, I have access to all these things. You know, I'm like super smart now. And then Ed Dillinger is like, I made you. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to do my own thing. Which, like, you could just reprogram it. Get in there. And I know he, like, locked him out, but I guess it comes down to how sentient the programs are, especially Master Control for the first one.
And in that one, he does have blackmail.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, this one, it's just like, so a big thing is like he programmed Clue, you know, he's like, you are to make the perfect system. And then at the very end, we're skipping to the end for a moment, I apologize. At the very end, he's like, Clue, I'm sorry. You were supposed to create the perfect system, but perfection didn't exist. I didn't know it. You know, like it's here and it's unattainable at the same time, you know, but I didn't know that when I made you. Then just reprogram the motherfucker. What are we doing? Like, come on. He can literally like he's so powerful. Like Jeff Bridges is God in the Flynn system. So he can like there's like an elevator falling to the ground and he just like puts his hand up and controls the elevator. You know, like
but he can't open portals or anything.
But he can't open. Oh, damn it, God. Maybe he did that as a way to ensure that if they tortured him, he would never open the portal so that they couldn't get out. But that's a lot of mental hoops I'm jumping through to justify.
Yeah. I think what we would call this is just a problem. It's just a script problem. A bit of an oversight.
Oh, well.
Anyways, should we talk about the ISOs?
Oh, I love the ISOs.
I have some issues here.
Of course.
So, Clue's meant to create the perfect system. Clue is essentially a clone of Flynn, right? He creates him with the weird mirror thingy. So he should have the exact same view of perfection as Flynn, which is what the entire point of the finale is. The quotes you just said, like, he learns through Sam, like, somehow he learns through Sam that perfection is unattainable. I don't really I don't see the connection. I think they're just trying to come up with a theme. But anyways, so why does Flynn believe the ISOs are essentially perfect, while Clue believes they are so imperfect they must be destroyed?
Wait. I don't think that Kevin thinks that the ISOs are perfect. I think he sees the ISOs and because he never uses the word perfect to describe them. You know, like
no, they're a miracle he believes he can bring into the real world to fix, change the entire world.
Yeah, but that doesn't make him perfect. You know, like he never uses the word perfect to describe them. He sees the value in them, but because they were spawned out of chance and it wasn't intended, then Clue is like, oh, that's not perfection because it wasn't intentional, therefore kill them.
Yeah, but Clue's supposed to have the same view of perfection as Flynn. And so when Clue's view of perfection has to be intentional, and Flynn's is, oh, it's a miracle.
Yeah, but again, that like his opinion changed, you know?
What do you mean?
Clue or Kevin's view of what perfection, like maybe if the ISOs were around when Kevin Flynn first created Clue, then they wouldn't be around. Jeff Bridges would be like, oh, we gotta get rid of these guys.
So then,
but
his final thematic statement at the end just doesn't function.
No, Kevin's a user. Kevin's ideas and opinions can change, and Clue ultimately is a program whose ideas cannot change.
Why not?
However, but then we look at frickin' God, what's his face? We look at Zeus, who like.
What if Kevin said, "Hey, actually, killing people isn't actually perfect."
Yeah, I agree. He could have said that. He could have just like gave him a new directive. What are we doing?
I think Clue's a pretty bad villain.
Oh well, maybe he was just racist. Maybe.
I still think the idea that he wouldn't find value in the ISOs is kind of just. I don't believe in that. I don't buy into that at all.
I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, but yeah, so
I don't think, and it's still like the system just isn't perfect. It's not. There's all these. There's like a underground resistance group.
There's like, homeless programs.
There's homeless programs. There's like strippers all over. It's just like, and even like Jarvis, and it's like, I don't get what the film is going for with Perfect System, and I think the conclusion I've come to is they didn't think about it. It was just kind of to give him motivation without considering the full impacts at all, which is a little lame. Anyways, what else? What's next?
I'm thinking. I'm not having fun anymore.
We can talk about Rinsler.
No, towards the end. We'll skip to the nightclub scene and we'll talk about Zeus and the Resistance. So, Cora sends out, she has like one of Zeus's business cards or something. She sends out a message and it's like, hey, I have this guy, right? And she's talking to the Resistance leader. Assumedly, she thinks. Who is Zeus, you know? And Zeus, like, runs this bar. And Sam gets there, and he's like, hey, I'm looking for Zeus. And the guy that runs the bar is like, everybody is. And he's really weird. He's got, like, this cane that he twirls around. And
he's doing a David Bowie thing.
Yeah. And I don't know why he has this affectation about him, you know? He's playing a character, but anyway, so then like Sam Flynn is like, I gotta get to the portal, and the guy's like, Zeus will meet you. Oh, guess what? I'm Zeus. And it's like, oh, it's pretty easy finding this guy. Great. And so like he knows what he's doing. Like he knows like Sam is looking for a way out. And the one chick from the beginning, the really like pale girl, she's the one that finds him wandering around in the streets. Also, Sam gives his light cycle to some homeless guy, and the homeless guy presumably gets arrested for riding around in Sam Flynn's light cycle because they were tracking it.
Yeah.
And that's also how they track Kevin Flynn back. But anyway, so Sam Flynn is in the end of line club bar. So, and you know, end of line bar. Oh, also,
jangling.
And so yeah, he gets to the end of line club, meets up with Zeus, and Zeus is like, yeah, I can get you out of here. Don't you fret. And then all of a sudden, Clue's henchmen show up, and also in the meantime, Kevin and Cora are leaving the safety of their little house to come to the end of line club. And Clue's soldiers pop in and kill some of the patrons. And one of the patrons, right, was like another resistance guy, and he's like, we have to resist against the tyranny of Clue. And he's talking with Zeus, and Zeus used to fight he used to be a revolutionary fighting alongside the ISOs to protect them against Clue. So he's like a Clue's enemy, right? And supposedly Zeus is trying to start up a revolution, and this guy's trying to talk to Zeus to start up a revolution. But then when the guys show up, Zeus appears to, he's like, oh yeah, this was all part of the plan. And then he's like, I believed in users once before. What does that mean? Do you not believe in them anymore, and that's why you're like betraying Sam? Because you still gave Sam everything he needed to leave. So
yeah,
he gave Sam, yeah, he's like, here's your out. Here's some, here's everything you need to get the hell out of here. Also, here's Clue's henchmen. Fight them. And then Kevin Flynn shows up, and he touches the ground. And like by touching the ground, he like changes like some gravity stuff, and also like, because like he's God basically, so he touches the ground and is able to control everything. And then the Daft Punk score goes crazy. And then they start fighting. Cora gets her arm cut off. Which like has de-rezzed people in the past. Like if you get hit once, you get de-rezzed. But not Cora. Cora just gets her arm cut off. That doesn't make any sense. Because, like, that happens in Ares. Like, people get one-shotted.
Yeah.
And they get de-rezzed. But, yeah. And then, so, Rinsler, as Kevin Flynn, Cora, and Sam are leaving, Rinsler shoots out a grappling hook and gets Kevin Flynn's disc, his identity disc, which is important because his identity disc has... Basically, it has your collective knowledge. Everything you know is on the identity disk. And so Kevin Flynn apparently knows how to get out of the grid, because if he didn't, it wouldn't be on the identity disk. And thus it wouldn't work for Clue.
Yep.
This is stupid, goddammit. Anyway, I still love the movie because of the ore farming and it's cool, but it's really stupid. It doesn't. Gosh dang it, dude!
I told you it falls apart.
I hate thinking. I hate it.
I told you.
Thief of joy.
I didn't write the movie.
Anyway,
Blame them.
so they all leave, and then like there's an explosion, and the elevator's like broken, and then Kevin Flynn does his god stuff and saves them in the elevator, and then they make it to a solar sailor, and then they're heading towards
Star Wars.
I forgot the name of it. Solar barge. God.
I've been calling it a solar sailor as well. Don't worry.
Anyway, so they're heading towards the portal, and in the meantime, freaking Zeus. Actually, it wasn't Rensler that got it. It was another random henchman who Zeus killed, and then got the identity disc. And it's like Zeus didn't know that Clue wanted the identity disc. He just saw some guy get it, and he's like, "Oh, I want that," and then stole it. Unless he planned with Clue before, but it's not inferred that he did.
No, it's a very confusing sequence.
Zeus appears to have no direction, and he has conflicting interests. And it seems like the Muse girl, or the siren, orchestrated everything. You know, like she knew that Sam was coming, and so then got Clue's guys, and so Sam was like, "Oh, you're playing all the angles." How does this benefit her at all? What?
I don't know.
And yeah, anyway, but like Zeus is like, "I have the identity disc that you want. How I know this? The plot dictates that I need to."
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so then he's just like, he's got this identity disc, and he's like, "I want control of the city in exchange for this identity disc." What is that going to get you? What you're going to make everybody buy your grid liquor? Like, what does that give you, control of the city? You clearly want to revolt against this guy. Maybe he wants control of the city to like free it, maybe? That's the only explanation I can think of, but it's not readily apparent. Mental hoops I got to jump through to make this make sense.
Yep. I don't think he makes much sense at all.
Anyway, but Clue is like, "Yeah, sure." And obviously, you know, Clue's not going to listen. He's a dictator, you know, he owns the whole grid. And so he gets the disc, and then he blows up the End of Line Club. And Siren and the one guy just sit there like, "Oh, I didn't see that coming." Come on. Come on. Anyway, so then they're cutting back to Cora and Kevin and Sam. They're all on the Star Sailor. they're all on the sail barge. I'm pretty sure it's called a Solar Sailor.
I don't know. That sounds right.
Yeah, okay, it is called a Solar Sailor.
I've been calling it that anyways, but I just assumed I was subconsciously doing a reference.
Yeah, I'm looking at it from I'm on Tronopedia. But yeah, so they're on the Solar Sailor, and they're talking about whatever. This is where it's revealed that Quora is the last of the ISOs, and she's important and whatever. And then she's looking at, they fix her up with her identity disc, like Kevin Flynn basically alters her DNA to fix her, because he's God. And then she's fixed, and they're looking at the portal, and then Sam and Quora are looking at it, and they're talking about how beautiful it is, and Sam's like, "Oh, it's nothing compared to a sunset or a sunrise or whatever. Nothing compared to the sun." And Quora's like, "What's the sun like?" And he's like, "Warm, radiant. There's no comparison." And he,
Why did you say that? You said that like Anakin Skywalker.
that's what he sounds like. He sounds just like Anakin Skywalker.
I don't remember.
That's why I said it like that. He literally, Sam Flynn. I actually don't think he's very good at. He's kind of flat, but I think it works for his character.
His bad character.
Anyway, then they're intercepted. And they're intercepted by another one of the freaking by a command shuttle or command ship. They're intercepted by the Death Star, by the tractor beam. The carrier ship, which has all the programs, and it's revealed that Clue was stealing programs and repurposing them. So he can't create anything. He can only repurpose, because he's not God. You know, he's like Satan. Tron Legacy is a metaphor for the Bible.
I think you're reading too much into these.
No, not true. There's the Holy Trinity.
I don't about this stuff at all, James.
Just making stuff up.
I think you may be the only one to think of this stuff.
I think I'm right. Put it in the comments. James is right. But yeah, so he's repurposing them, and he's building an army to invade the world, basically, to go through the system. And he has the identity disc, and he's going to use that to, get into the new world. And then there's this cool, this is something I really like. I think there are some cool dialogue portions in this movie, and some parallels. And one of the parallels is Kevin Flynn at the beginning of the movie is like, in there is a new world. In there is our destiny. And Clue, during his rallying speech to his troops, he's like, out there is a new world. Out there is our destiny. And I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of that clip.
Yeah.
I think, again, I think the best part of this movie are some of the quotes. I think that's what makes this movie for me personally.
Yeah, it's not enough. That ain't enough for me.
Whatever. Kill yourself. L plus no aura.
Okay. That was my bad.
But
how far do you think Clue would get before the United States military just bombed them?
Okay, well, watching Ares, I think that he would have gotten pretty far.
Oh, watching Ares, I think he would have got 29 minutes and then derez.
Damn it, you're right. No. No.
We'll get to Ares. We'll get there.
That's funny. Yeah, it didn't even matter. If he got out, he would have died. He would have been derezed. Well, I mean, he probably could have wreaked havoc for a little bit, because they would have respawned.
For 29 minutes?
Yeah, they would have just ended up back in... Damn it. That's so
he
funny.
Doesn't respawn. That is exclusive to Ares.
No, it seems...
We'll get to Ares.
Maybe
Ares
it's only... Yeah, it might only be the Dillinger programs that can...
I believe it is only Dillinger.
So maybe... Yeah, so he would have just died after 29 minutes, and it wouldn't have been an issue.
Yep.
Okay. Anyway, so they got to steal the thing back. Quora goes and runs off, and she's about to get repurposed. Rinsler, okay, Sam Flynn goes up to the...
I have a question, because Clue says he has a special purpose for her.
Yeah, I don't understand what that is.
What was that?
Maybe... Oh! I have an idea. So, okay, so we're going to get into Ares a little bit. You know how they had the, again, mental hoops required to make this make sense. It's all in my head canon now. There's the permanence code. The permanence code is the shape of a double helix. Perhaps the permanence code had to do with the ISOs. And so the permanence code was gotten from Quora, and that's maybe he knew that the permanence code was necessary somehow. And that's why he wanted Quora in order to get the permanence code and make it so that he can last longer than 29 minutes. But again, mental hoops.
I like how the writers of, if you ask the writers of Legacy this, they'd probably say, "What's a permanence code?"
Yeah. Retconning. Not ret. What would be ret? What would be not retconning, but adding new things? What would that? There's got to be a term for that. Incompetence.
Yeah, that's probably the best term.
Anyway, but so Sam Flynn goes to collect his dad's identity disc. Quora's there. Sam fights Rinsler. He jumps off of this thing again using one of the wing things. I don't remember what they're called either.
I don't know. Then what?
Anyway, so yeah, he uses one of like the wings to jump down, and that looks pretty cool. Because it's similar. It mirrors when he jumps off from the Encom tower at the beginning.
Right.
Goated. And then he lands and gets in the shuttle with Quora and Kevin. And Kevin's like, "All right, Quora, you got this. You got this flying machine, okay? Look, it's all in the wrist." Reference, key jangling. But it's cool in this one because Kevin Flynn said it in the first one when he was messing with the computer. He said it's all in the wrist, okay? And we'll talk about Ares and their key jangling.
I like this kind of reference.
Yeah, this is a good key jangling. Good key jangling.
It's like, oh, he said that before. It's something it makes sense for him to say again, and it's a fun reference if you know the first one well.
You know the light cycles in Fortnite?
How would I know that?
You can buy it for 800 V-Bucks.
Cool.
Anyway, but yeah, so they're flying in this ship over to the portal. And Josh, take it from here.
Rinsler goes after him. And he's flying, and so is Clue, and they're chasing them down. And Rinsler, I believe he sees Kevin, and then he says, "I fight for the users," because he's actually Tron. And he has a whole character arc in this 5 seconds, and he breaks free of Clue's conditioning.
Also, wait, there's a Rubik's Cube. You know when Clue is in, I just remembered, when Clue is in Kevin Flynn's apartment, he's having like a moment, and he's like thinking about Clue and his creation, whatever, and the ISOs, and there are 2 Rubik's Cubes, and they are shaped like bits. That's all I wanted to say.
Cool.
Back to Tron and his instant turnaround.
So I think this is a really just awful character arc. I think this movie is completely, disrespectful would be a good word, towards Tron, who the series is named after. His story in this is he got Tron is basically like the perfect warrior That's what he was designed to be. He's easily defeated by Clue. He's reprogrammed. He helps Clue without talking the whole movie. He sees Kevin once and goes, "Oh wait, I fight for the user," which I mentioned a little earlier. That's not even like his function. That is just part of the religious aspect of the first movie. That was never his function. And then he changes and he's good again and he's Tron. And it's just like he was a character in the first film, and in this one he's an afterthought. And then we can get into one of the worst parts of it. The way he decides to crash into Clue when he has guns on his thing, or could just throw his disc.
I fight for the user.
And he essentially kills himself. And it's pathetic. It's actually pathetic.
Okay,
he accidentally screws himself over.
But he had the little thing in order to get a second in order to get a second like air bike or whatever. So he kind of had a plan. You know, like he was going to knock him off again. Should have used the freaking
just a really awful plan, yeah.
Yeah, should have used the other thing.
He's just an idiot in this film, as well as a completely different character. So suffice to say, I absolutely hate what they do with Tron. It's really bad.
It would have made far more sense. It would be if all they would have to do. It would be so simple. All they'd have to do is put throughout the film moments where Rinsler is about to, end Sam or fight Kevin or Quora. Well, not Quora because she's not a user, but like Sam and Kevin, and he like has a moment of doubt, or like he chokes for a second and allows and that allows Sam and Kevin to get away. You just could have done that multiple times where he chokes, like his programming wouldn't let him do it, and this would have been justified. This would have, I can't think of the word. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if they actually made it a character arc instead of a switch right at the end, I think that'd be much better.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, I hate what they do with Tron.
Rip Tron. But at least he's in this one.
Then he falls in the ocean, and he will be rescued in the next movie. Don't you worry.
You gotta wait for Tron Destiny, man.
Anyways, that's Rinsler. I hate what they do with him. I think it's really bad.
But anyway, as he's sinking into the bottom of the ocean, he switches from orange to his original color, his original light blue.
Wow.
Great. Anyway, so they make it to the portal, and oh no, Clue made it there first, and he's standing there, and then he's talking to he's talking to Kevin, and he's like Kevin, and he's like, yeah. And
yeah,
you didn't laugh nearly as much as I wanted to put that bit in there earlier, but I couldn't fit it. God,
it's quite a funny line, Ray.
Felt forced. God, how could I? Anyway, but yeah, so he's like, I was supposed to create a perfect system. I did what you told me to do, and he's like, oh yeah, perfection is non-existent and also right in front of us the whole time. Blah 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 blah. He says the thing.
Vague posturings of a theme.
Yeah. Let's throw the theme directly at these people. Let's spell it out. And also somehow, yeah, they're making it vague and really self-evident at the same time. Yep. But anyway, so then Sam and Korra are at the portal and they're about to leave and whatever, and because freaking Clue punched Kevin and then they're fighting and whatever, and they got to get out. And earlier, Kevin switched his identity disc around with Korra so that
Or leave.
Yeah, so Korra has Kevin's identity disc so that Clue can't get Kevin's identity disc. But now that I'm thinking about it, if the permanence code was in Korra's identity disc and where the hell is the permanence code?
There is no permanence code in this movie. It doesn't exist till later.
So my head canon doesn't work. God damn it.
No.
Anyway, so Kevin Flynn has Korra's identity disc, and so frickin' Clue goes towards Kevin to get Kevin's identity disc. Oh no, it's Korra's, and then he turns around and he's like, why? And he's like, 'cause he's my son. And then Clue freaking lunges and jumps like an 18-foot gap and is like about to get to Sam and Korra as they lift their disc up to get out of go through the portal. And then Kevin goes to kill to de-res Clue, and for whatever reason he can't just kill Clue. He can't just de-res him alone or on his, if Clue dies, it'll kill Kevin for some reason. Not explained.
Yep.
And it also kills the entire it kills the entire Flynn system also for some reason. Somehow. I don't get it. But the entire system dies, and Kevin Sam and Korra get to the real world, and and Korra sees a sunset, and that's the best part of the movie, when Korra's looking at the sun while she's riding on the back of Sam Flynn's motorcycle. Goated part of the movie. I started this episode off with high hopes. I was like, man, I love this movie. And now I'm a little depressed.
Would you still say it's a good movie?
Yeah. I think I still enjoy it. I still enjoy the film. But at the end of the day, it is not a good movie. Son of a bitch. I feel defeated.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna jump off a building like Sam Flynn, but without a parachute.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, any closing remarks?
It looks good.
Oh, it looks excellent, and the soundtrack goated. Oh my lord.
Looks and sounds cool. The script is really bad. I don't think it's a good movie.
There are some great lines. Hater.
Yep.
Anyway.
I'm right. Why are you booing me when I'm right?
Come back next week and listen to us rant about Tron Ares. I will attempt to defend it, but if any of our past episodes is...
This was... Compared to Ares, this is... Let's just say... Let's just say Ares is going to have an even harder time remaining good by the end.
Basically, my role in this is like I fight for the listener, you know? I am Tron. And I'm like, no, the movie's good. And then you're like Clue. You suck. And you make me sad. Anyway, catch us next week, where we discuss Tron Ares, and also hopefully later this month we'll do Superman and Super Mario, and
we'll see.
We will see. Anyway, catch us next time.
Bye.